Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Bree and I love books. I also love to bake and cook and such. Baking especially, a little bit of cooking, but I would say baking is definitely like more my realm, but we're trying with the cooking. And in relation to that, today we're gonna be doing a book and cook, which I'm like so excited about. One, because if you've watched my last food related video, it was a book and bake, and today is gonna be a book and cook. Okay, so we're cooking today, but it's still like a sweet good of sorts, like a sweet food. Could be savory. We'll get to what it is in a second, but we're doing a book and cook today, and I'm so excited about this. If you watched my book and bake that I did, I basically talk about a book that I've recently read or just love a lot and relate some sort of dish to it and make that dish or baked good of sorts while I talk about the book and give you like all the ins and outs, my review, spoiler free as always. And I'm very excited about the book that we're gonna be talking about today. Also, quick side note before I get into all of this, I finally got a new camera that actually knows how to focus all of the time. Praise, 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 y'all. The quality is already so much better. I don't know if you guys can tell, but like there's an eye tracking situation. I'm so happy right now. So what better way to kick off using my new camera than to do a fun little book and cook. I can't wait. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, reveal on the book that we're gonna be talking about today. We are talking about Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. Oh my goodness. I just read this in February. It will be a part of my February wrap up, and it also is in one of my last videos, I believe. Did I post about that? Yes, it was in my 100 pages in a day challenge video. If you know me, you know I love this author so much. She writes just such fun, lighthearted rom-com vibe books. I ate it up. When I tell you I ate this book up, it was so good, you guys, let me tell you. Disregard my phone over here. I'm gonna try to get some action shots over here to incorporate into this video. I'm gonna go ahead and say right now, if I forget to film on my phone, I may not even use any clips from it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that out there because I'm a forgetful person. So to go along with this book, and while I'm talking about my thoughts and my review and yada, 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 I'm gonna tell you guys what recipe we are going to try out today. And it's actually, this is so exciting. You just wait. I had an idea for the recipe that I was going to do with this book before I even finished it. But then I saw this at the end of the book and I was like, wow, perfect. There was a recipe at the very end of the book. How amazing is that? So today we're going to be making Daniel's crepe recipe. Daniel is the male main character in this book. He loves to cook, loves to bake. You kind of see that theme throughout the book. This is the recipe we're going to be using today. I'll make sure to put the recipe or link to this recipe in the description of this video if you want to try to make these crepes. But today I'm going to be doing like a sweeter version of crepes, and I'm so excited. I've never made crepes before, so I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna go ahead, get all of the ingredients ready to go, or at least prepped. I've got most of the dry ones or like the not cold ingredients sitting out right now, and then I'm gonna grab everything from the fridge real quick that I need, and then we're gonna get started. So this recipe says that we need 3/4 cup of milk, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, half a teaspoon of almond extract, which is optional, 3/4 cup water, half cup granulated sugar, 4 tablespoons of butter melted, half teaspoon of salt, 3 eggs, 1.5 cups all-purpose flour, and then your toppings. So jam or berries of your choice, powdered sugar, whipped cream, chocolate, caramel sauce, or other sauce as desired, which is also optional. I'm gonna go ahead and get all of the cold ingredients out of the fridge real quick and melt the butter. Berries and cream, berries and cream. Got got some jam here. I'm gonna go ahead and set this over here. Got some Cool Whip, some berries. Let's go ahead and get started. Step 1 says, in a large mixing bowl, whisk together the milk, extracts, water, granulated sugar, butter, salt, and the eggs. Gradually add in the flour, stirring to combine. Mix until smooth. Literally a 1 bowl recipe. Also, I wanted to introduce kind of a new method whenever I'm reviewing books. I want to be able to use this method whenever I'm doing wrap-ups and reviews and stuff like that. Will I hit every topic in this little method that I've created? Probably not every time, but I'm gonna try my best because I feel like it might be the best way for me to be able to remember how to review books, because my ADHD brain is just going a mile a minute all the time, but also there's like nothing in there. So anyway. So the method that I've come up with is called the STAR or STARS method. Let me break it down. The first S in STARS is for the synopsis of the book. The T is for thoughts and or tropes and or trigger warnings. The A is for audience, so like the type of audience that I think would enjoy the book. R is for my rating, so my star rating. And then if I decide to add an S on the very end and make it plural stars instead of star, that's for my spice rating, if there's any spice involved and if I remember to talk about that. Yeah, will I hit those in order? I don't know. We'll see. We'll try. Okay, let's get to talking about the book and baking this stinking recipe. Cooking it. Okay, so to start out with the synopsis of the book, what the book is about without spoiling anything, we have Alexis, who is this very wealthy ER doctor. Her family has a legacy of doctors, so both of her parents, her and her brother, are all prestigious, very well known, like world-renowned doctors. Literally, her whole life is surrounded by and is about being a doctor. I'm gonna do 2 of these for the vanilla extract. Then we have Daniel, who is from a very small town. He actually is the mayor of this small town because it's so small. There's like no one else to even be the mayor. And he is this like super good looking carpenter that is just the most sweet, amazing man on this God-given earth, apparently. Like from what I've read, he just sounds great. One day, Alexis is leaving from a funeral that she has to attend in the town of Waukon, I think is how you pronounce the town, which is where Daniel is from and lives in. His family also has lived there for forever. I think the house that they own and that he still currently owns in the book is like a 125-year legacy of owning this home that his family built from the ground up. So Alexis is leaving from this funeral when an animal runs across the road and she ends up in a ditch. Her nice Mercedes or whatever it is she drives ends up in a ditch in the middle of literally nowhere in this small town. Darn it, I forgot about the butter. Let me grab the butter real fast. Here's the butter. I just need to melt it down. Oh, hello. Okay, while the butter is in the microwave, I'll go ahead and throw in the other things. We have half a teaspoon of salt. Sorry for the microwave noise. She's on the phone with her best friend, Bree, and if you know the book Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez, butter's ready. If you've read Yours Truly or you know about it, it's another book by Abby Jimenez. It coincides, it goes along with Part of Your World. I actually read that one first before Part of Your World released first, but it doesn't really matter which one you read first. And I'm actually so happy that I did read Yours Truly first, because just seeing her best friend Bree's personality throughout this book as a side character was just so much fun. I was like, oh my gosh, it matched up perfectly with her personality as the main character in Yours Truly. So highly recommend reading that book as well. You guys will love it. I'm telling you, if you love Part of Your World, you're gonna love Yours Truly just as much, if not more. Here we go. I'm gonna let that cool off because I feel like it's probably not smart putting it straight into this mixture. Gonna go ahead and add these eggs in. While she's on the phone with Bree and has already tried calling a tow truck, the only town's tow truck, it's gonna be several hours before the tow truck gets there. Let's just say that. And lo and behold, Daniel shows up to help tow her out of this ditch. Of course, because he's a perfect specimen. He's the blueprint, you know? The blueprint of the man that every girl wants, you know? Gotta rinse my fingers. Okay, I'm gonna pour the butter in. Once Daniel gets her car towed out for her, they end up separating and going different ways, only to end up at the same town bar right down the road. Basically, their story starts from there at that little bar in Waukon, the town of Waukon. I don't want to give too much detail away on their story exactly, but that's pretty much the synopsis of it. She is a big city, world-renowned doctor, and Daniel is a small town carpenter and mayor of this little town called Waukon. You kind of just go through all of their tests and trials with her having to travel 3 hours to see Daniel and trying to work things out. Basically, going to see Daniel is her safe space. At some parts, it's kind of like Allie is living a double life. I mean, she basically is throughout her relationship with Daniel. So that's the kind of synopsis on the start of the book. Okay, this is kind of like gross looking. I don't know why it looks like this, but trying to get everything incorporated in here before I start adding in the flour. We need 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. So I'll go ahead and start adding that in now. Okay, flour. So we'll start with just 1 scoop of flour there. So on to my thoughts on the book, as well as the tropes and any trigger warnings that I kind of want to mention. I'll go ahead and start with the tropes of this book. One of your main tropes is going to be opposites attract, for sure. That is basically main theme of this entire book. The second trope you're going to get for sure is age gap. There is a 9 to 10 year age gap between Allie and Daniel. Throw in my next scoop here. I don't know why this looks so clumpy. And then you're also gonna get that trope of like social class differentiation, like separation, I guess, which is also really fun as well. And that hence the name, part of your world. I'm like so focused on this for some reason. Okay, I need 1 more scoop. So those are definitely like the top 3 main themes, I feel like, or tropes of this book. The other thing I wanted to touch on really quick is trigger warnings. So there is some like emotional abuse, physical abuse with a side character, as well as some gaslighting. So if you get triggered or uncomfortable with any of those themes, then I probably wouldn't recommend reading this book. So I just wanted to put that out there really quick before you guys say, oh my gosh, Brie recommended this book, and you end up absolutely hating it or you're mad at me. So did just want to throw that out there. Okay, mix this up, girl. Let's go, get in there. Watch this video be a total fail. I would be so sad. Flip the page here. All right, step 2 says heat a lightly oiled griddle or frying pan over medium-high heat using a 1/4 cup measuring cup for each crepe. Ladle batter into the pan. Tilt the pan with a circular motion so that the batter coats the surface evenly. And then step 3, once you have that in the pan, says cook the crepe for 1 to 2 minutes until the bottom is light brown. Loosen with a spatula, turn, and cook the other side. So we're gonna hop over to the stove. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my stove up. Let's see, it says over medium to high heat. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn that over. And while that's heating up, I did just wanna say that Abby Jimenez, I didn't know this. Abby Jimenez was on the Food Network show Cupcake Wars, and she won the season that she was on, which is so cool. She also owns Nadia Cakes, which I've heard of before, and she mentions in the book. And that's why I was like, that sounds so familiar. Like, where have I heard that from? She is the owner of Nadia Cakes, which is so neat. She's the founder of it. And she started out of her home kitchen, and it says 2007. So she's very big into food and throwing in themes of like fun foods and stuff like that in her books, which is really awesome. And that's why there's a recipe in the back of her book as well, which I love. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and oil this bad boy up real quick as well. While this is heating up, I'll go ahead and get into my thoughts on the book. My thoughts on this book are, one, that I just loved it. It was such a good kind of in-between book for me. Again, I've said it before and I'll say it again, Abby is so good at writing just like very fun, fast-paced rom-com style book. So if you're into that, or if that's something that you're looking for, I really highly recommend this book. Her writing style is, I don't know what else to say other than the fact that it's just really, really good. She always incorporates fun foods. She always incorporates really fun animals. There's actually a goat and a dog in this story. She also always touches on some sort of mental health, which I think is like incredible, because a lot of authors don't really make that super known in their books, if they even do kind of touch on that. So I love that about her. I love that she wants to show the importance of different types of mental health issues and stuff like that. So she gets all the points for that. For sure. All right, here is my first attempt at a crepe. So we'll see how this goes. Ooh, girl. That looked like a pancake. Oh no, I feel like my pan is too big. This one's gonna be really bad. I need to turn the heat down. We're still gonna try this one. We're gonna go with it. We'll roll with it, see how it turns out, even though it doesn't look too great right now. Ooh. This is why I don't use a stove. Like, this is why I don't cook as much as I bake, because once it's in the oven, I don't have to look at it or worry about it anymore. On to a few more of my thoughts of the book. I think truly that even though they had such drastic different lives, it ended up working out so well. Like, they just complemented each other so well. I feel like no one else could have written this story the way that she did, because all of the points for why they should not be together actually made sense. That's just my opinion. Other people may not feel the same way, but I thought that the points were very valid. Ooh, okay, this is actually like turning out. I'm gonna try my very best to try to flip this sucker. Woohoo! Look at that! Oh my gosh, yay! Let's see, what other thoughts do I have? One of the side characters, her name is Liz, and I loved her character. It was a very small side character. I would love if Abby wrote a redemption story for her. Not in a, like, she was a terrible person type of redemption story, but like a redemption story in the fact that, like, I want her story to end up amazing. Like, I want a story on Liz. So Abby, if you ever see this, please write us a Liz redemption story on like her life after the things that happened to her in this book, because we need that. We need that for Liz, okay? Okay, first crepe down. That actually was not as bad as I thought. Okay, let's do another one. I feel like I'm gonna get more confident as I keep going. Here we go. I didn't have like the perfect size pan to do the crepes, so they're not going to be perfectly circular, but as long as they taste good, that's really all that matters in my eyes. Obviously loved the animals in the book. The dog, so sweet, so cute. And then Chloe, the goat, amazing. Oh my God, I forgot there's a pig too. I forget his name. Oh, Kevin Bacon. Do I need to explain? Do I need to further explain the amazingness of that? No, I don't think so. Let's go ahead and flip this bad boy. Oh my gosh. While this other side is cooking, I'll show you the first crepe. I feel like that turned out like pretty decent, honestly. I mean, it's ugly, but okay, I don't need to eat it yet. Be patient. Oh my gosh, amazing. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the crepes real quick, and then we'll move back over to the counter and start building them. I'm so excited. I have some of the crepes done. I think they turned out pretty good for my first time making crepes, so I'm very excited to fill them and try them out. So I think I made like 4 or 5 here just to attempt putting some together. Okay, so the fourth and final step of this crepe recipe, Daniel's crepe recipe, is fill the crepes with a smear of your favorite jam or fresh berries. Fold in the bottom, then the sides, then tuck in the top like you're folding a burrito. Sprinkle with powdered sugar and top with a dollop of whipped cream with the option to add more berries or a drizzle of chocolate, caramel, or some other kind of sauce. I have a few different toppings here. I've got some berries, strawberries that I've went ahead and cut up, and raspberries. I've got Cool Whip. I have some various sauces to try out, a raspberry seedless jam, Nutella, chocolate chips. I mean, literally whatever else you want to try out in your crepe. You can also make crepes savory, but I'm a sweet gal, so that's what we're doing today. I'm very upset though. I thought that we had enough chocolate syrup left for this video and I am like basically out. So that's why I have Nutella and chocolate chips to use instead of chocolate syrup. But hey, it's okay. Final thought on part of your world before I get into my rating and then the spice rating as well is that I actually laugh out loud. I literally cackle at these books that she writes. I don't laugh out loud or show emotion outwardly to books. Okay. Nah, I take that back. I do outwardly show emotion, but I don't think I've ever laughed out loud as much as I do whenever I read one of Abby's books. If you're looking for just like a fun read, here we are. Go ahead. Check this one off your list, okay? Okay, let's go ahead and try filling out one of these crepes real quick. Start out with this one. I ended up doing my last few a little bit bigger because the pan was bigger, so my puny brain up here was like, Brie, just use more batter to fill the pan and not make them look so crusty. So that's what I did. I'm gonna do a strawberry and Cool Whip crepe. So I'm gonna grab my Cool Whip real quick. Yes, I have already eaten some of this. I am obsessed with Cool Whip, so leave me alone. Actually, no, I'm gonna start out with a raspberry one. I'm gonna do a little bit of Cool Whip, some raspberries, fold it all together, and then drizzle it with white chocolate sauce and see if that's any good. So, and then I'm gonna take some of these raspberries and just dot along the inside. Very simple little recipe here. Maybe we'll do just a smidge of this white chocolate on the inside, just like a literal, like the slightest little drizzle on the top, and then fold it all together. There are also a few different ways to fold crepes, this being one of them, so I'm just following what the book says to do. But there's our first little crepe. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me top this one as well. Another little smear of Cool Whip on it. Guys, I'm not a professional by any means, so don't come at me saying, oh my gosh, you did this wrong, you did that wrong. I'm just having a good time, all right? Okay, and then I'll do a little bit more of a drizzle of white chocolate sauce. Oh my gosh, this looks delicious. I don't know if you guys can see that, but she looks so good. There's my There's my white chocolate raspberry one, and then I'm gonna really quickly do a Nutella and strawberry one. Okay, this one, I'm gonna take some Nutella. I'm gonna take a little bit of Nutella as my base of this one. And then I'm gonna take some little strawberry slices and just line the rest of the crepe. Fold this one up. I tried putting a little bit of Nutella in a little sandwich baggie to try and make like a little heart design or something. Very cute. And there we have our strawberry and Nutella crepe. Oh my gosh. Slay. Maybe I'll throw on a little bit of this raspberry jam on the side. If I can even open the jar. Nice. I'm gonna put some raspberry jam in just this little container here, this tiny little bowl, in case I maybe want to try some of that with the raspberry one or even the strawberry one. I could get crazy. I could get down with that. Why not maybe throw some chocolate chips on the strawberry one? Just for funsies. Cute. As for my star rating with this book, ultimately I ended up giving it an overall of 4 stars, maybe even like 4.25. I loved this book so much. I had so much fun reading it. I would recommend it to everyone because, for one, it's Abby Jimenez. I'm obsessed with her. Oh shoot, I missed the audience part of my method. So for audience for this book and who I think would enjoy this book, anyone that loves a good rom-com is gonna love this book. Anyone that loves Emily Henry or her style of writing is also going to love the book. Also, anyone that needs like a good in between maybe like a world building fantasy or a thriller or something like that. You just need a good fast-paced fun romance. If you want to laugh out loud a little bit, good to go. Good to go. I would not recommend it to young readers. Definitely not. It's not a YA book for sure. There is a little bit of spice in it. So I would not recommend it to the younger readers out there. Not that it was like anything crazy by any means, but there are a couple of chapters in this book that probably are not the best for reading on the younger mind. Back to my star rating. I did not get that 5-star feeling. I didn't get that with this book. I came really, really close though. I still would recommend it to literally everybody. I loved it, but it wasn't a 5-star for me. And then we'll go ahead and do the spice rating really quick. In my eyes, I see the spice anywhere from like a 2 to a 3, I would say, just because of how they started off. For one, I would say that's probably like my spice rating for the book, in between a 2 and a 3. Let's go ahead and try the crepes out. I don't know which one I want to try first. Okay, have my little raspberry jam right here as well to try. Let's go for the Nutella and strawberry one first. Oh my gosh, I need another bite. That is delicious. Also, the way that this is probably gonna be my dinner tonight, because it's literally 5:26 p.m. I'm good with it. So simple and easy to make. I literally had everything that the recipe called for, aside from the jam I went and picked up and then the berries, but most of the time I have literally everything to make crepes anyway. So I'm definitely gonna be making this more often. 10 out of 10. So good, at least on the Nutella and strawberry crepe. Let's try the white chocolate raspberry next. So good. I don't know which one is better. Those turned out delicious. I hope you guys enjoyed this book and cook. I had so much fun making these crepes and talking about such a good book that I've read recently. Part of Your World is chef's kiss. Don't forget to subscribe because I will be doing more book and cooks and book and bakes, maybe even some book and brews if you guys are interested in maybe like some shorts of me talking about books in a shorter format while making my morning coffee. I think that would be so much fun. I have so many ideas for this channel and I hope you guys are enjoying the content that I'm putting out. I'm having so much fun and everyone that watches these videos, I am so thankful for. Please like this video, share it with all your friends. Let me know if you end up trying these crepes. If you read Part of Your World as well, or if you are planning on it now, also let me know. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or week wherever you're at, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.